Welcome back to New York. If you haven't watched part 1, the link will be in the description. But for now, let's continue the trip. Good morning, guys. It is like day 8 in New York. We've been here for a minute. We're currently in the Hoxton. We checked in 2 nights ago. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, because it's currently Tuesday. Haven't really been talking to you guys that much like on my camera because my camera has been acting up. Well, it's been acting up for a few days now. For a while now, actually. Just before I did the Toyota shoot. If you haven't checked out that vlog, make sure to check it out. But yeah, it's been acting up. The lens is the issue because yesterday we went to B&H, which is like a huge camera store here in New York. I've seen it in people's vlogs before, but I didn't realize how big it was until we were inside. It was like 2 or 3 floors and huge. There were different sections for different things like surveillance, just like cameras, photos, like film cameras, literally everything. It was so cool, to be fair. Spoke to 3 different people. First guy was extremely unhelpful, kind of looking at me like I was like a useless girl, essentially. Like he was just so like, yeah, just, you know, turn it on. Like, yeah, just like give it a sec. I was like, no, I don't think you understand, like there is an issue here. And he just like didn't want to help me, essentially. He was like, oh, just go downstairs and get them to reset the software. I'm like, it's not a software issue, it's a hardware issue, which I know for a fact because my camera is up to date. But yeah, so then I went to these guys at the Nikon counter and they were actually a lot more helpful. And he was actually British, I realized halfway through, because he was like, oh yeah, I get to speak to some nice British people. I was like, oh, you're British. I just clocked the accent halfway through. Then he directed us to a guy at the Sony counter to like get us to test the lens on one of the Sony bodies that they had in store to see if it was a lens issue or body issue. Turns out it is a lens issue. It's working fine now, but it's like very temperamental. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It is what it is. So that's why I haven't been talking to you guys as much like face to face these last few days. What did we do yesterday? What did we do yesterday, Becky?
Cafes, went to the Guggenheim.
Ah, yes.
And your camera.
Yes. So hold on, instead of me telling you what we got up to, why don't I just show you? Let's go back to Sunday. So we checked out of a hotel and got brunch in Brooklyn at Sunday in Brooklyn. How iconic. And then we checked into the Hoxton, which was very kindly gifted. Before spending the rest of the day thrifting, basically, I did stop to get a cookie at Chip City, which is always amazing. And then I found one of my favorite thrift purchases, this grey chunky sweater vest. This was a rainy day, so we didn't do much. But moving on to Monday, we woke up to the most amazing views of the Manhattan skyline. This is why I love Brooklyn so much. And then it was time to grab a coffee. Cafe hopping is probably one of my favorite things to do in the new city, and New York is probably the best place to do it. Then it was time to make our way into Manhattan, so we got the bus, and it's so easy to use, $2.75, just like the subway. Our first stop was New York or Nowhere. I love all the merch in this shop. I didn't buy anything because it's so expensive, but maybe next time. Had a quick lunch at Chipotle before making it to our final stop of the day, the Guggenheim, which apparently is the second most overrated tourist spot in New York. The building itself is absolutely stunning. It took 15 years to complete, which blows my mind. I can't imagine spending 15 years on anything. I should say though, tickets here were $25, which is the same as the MoMA. However, the collection here was a lot smaller. Obviously, the building is iconic, so take that into consideration, but if you are going for a variety of different types of art, I don't think that you will feel like you've got your money's worth here. Still great though. And that was the end of Monday, so now you're caught up. But yeah, we still need to go to the Met. It was the Met Gala yesterday. We watched some of the stuff on TV. Very interesting, some amazing outfits. Obviously, the theme was interesting and in its, you know, I was reading on the subway like about the theme and just like learning about the legacy Karl Lagerfeld left. And it's interesting that they chose him to be to spearhead the theme. Quite interesting.
Interesting choice.
It's just interesting. But today we're heading out. We've got a helicopter ride kindly gifted to us by TripAdvisor, so very excited about that. We're gonna go back into Manhattan because we're in Brooklyn right now, which by the way, I love. Go to Soho, check out one of the museums and then do a different museum probably tomorrow. Kaylee's also arriving tomorrow, so really excited about that. She's arriving in the evening. So yeah, it's gonna be a good day. We're gonna go check out, leave our bags downstairs because we can only check into our Airbnb from like 4 p.m. So we're gonna do that after we've done a helicopter ride because that's at 5 p.m. Come back to Brooklyn, have dinner and that sort of stuff. I've got this white sweatshirt, my green trousers, I'm gonna wear my New Balances, and then my black trench, just keeping it comfy. We're gonna get going, we'll catch up in a bit. So we made our way over to the Met, probably a good day for it as it was raining, but I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't love it. It felt like an extraordinary amount of stolen goods on show. If you've been to the British Museum in London, kind of like that. They even had a section where it showed that Egypt hadn't gained independence when they discovered half of this stuff. But anyway, then it was time to find some food. It's currently 2:45. We have just come to a lunch spot called Jack's Wife's Frida. Menu looks really good. They do like all day breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner. So yeah, I've ordered the Prego roll, which is basically like a steak sandwich with fries. Becky ordered the salad. Really excited, but we're gonna have lunch super quick, hopefully, and then we can walk around Soho before heading to the heliport. So far, so good. It's been an interesting day. Then it was time to make our way down to the heliport. This was near the financial district, and I was so nervous and excited at the same time. They were running a bit behind time, but we just sat around, waited, had a security briefing, and then it was time for our flight. Guys, it is currently 7:10 essentially. We have finished our helicopter ride. It was unreal. I could not believe it. Thank you so much, TripAdvisor. It was one of those things where I never thought I'd be doing it at any point soon. So it was so wild to experience, and New York looks even better from above. It's so stunning. But right now we're on our way back to the Hoxton to pick up our bags and then check into our Airbnb and then find dinner. So yeah, the helicopter ride was delayed by an hour and a bit, which is why it's a lot later in the day, because we were meant to go at 5. We ended up leaving at 6 something, but it was worth it. It was amazing. But yeah, we'll catch up in a bit once we've checked into our Airbnb and found where to eat and stuff. But 10 out of 10 experience.
10 out of 10.
Would definitely recommend if you're in New York, if you're able to, because they are very expensive. But I would definitely save up and do that again if I could. So yeah, highly recommend.
It's been a long year, pour the glass out to the ones that ain't here by choice. I wasted up.
Okay, after moving our stuff, we arrived at our new Airbnb pretty late, but I love the bathroom in this place. It's so nice. Then the next mission of the night was finding dinner, and I probably had the best Mexican food of my life. We've had some really good Mexican food in New York, and then I was definitely ready for bed.
Can't slow up, I know I lost you. Coming
Alright guys, good morning. It's currently Wednesday morning. It's 10:45. Did some work in the morning, got ready. We're now leaving the Airbnb, which is basically right in the heart of Brooklyn. It's really, really deep in there. So now we are basically commuting to Manhattan. It's just over half an hour, I'd say, on the subway, or just under half an hour, which is still really, really good. And we have a lot of space here. So I'd highly recommend checking this place out, this Airbnb. Link will be in the description. If you want somewhere where you can have a lot of space, get some work done, as well as go see the city and stuff. We're gonna go to the Whitney, go to some other places. Really excited. Today I'm taking this tote bag so I can carry more stuff. It's the vintage twin from there, and I actually got some stuff there as well when we were thrifting. Thrifting in Brooklyn is so much better than Manhattan in my opinion. We did go to some places in Soho, like the 2nd Street NoHo and L Train Vintage and stuff, but there is just so much more in Brooklyn. But yeah, we're gonna head out, get going, need to find some food, get some coffee. So yeah, we'll go going and we'll catch up in a bit. We went to a local Jewish and Eastern European restaurant, and my goodness, this food was amazing. We just finished brunch. It was kind of like a brunch. Well, we finished around 1, 2 something, so it was more like lunch. Best cheesecake I've ever had in my entire life.
So good.
I could not believe it. It just really made it clear that the UK we just don't know how to do cheesecake. It's actually ridiculous. Now I understand why it's called New York cheesecake, because it's so good. We're now in like Brooklyn Heights, that sort of area near Dumbo as well, and we're just walking around enjoying the area, and it's just so stunning. I love how quiet it is here. We're on our way to like one of the promenade bits to just walk across there. It's nearly 2 p.m. The days definitely just go by so fast, although I do love taking my time when eating and stuff. It's so nice. But yeah, that's what's happening right now, so we'll catch up in a bit. So we went to the Whitney Museum of American Art, and this is probably one of my favorite art galleries that I've ever been to, as well as the MoMA. So it's very modern, 20th century, contemporary. It focuses on art by living artists, and it's very diverse as well. So loved it. I found a lot of inspiration here. Super quickly, I forgot to update you guys earlier, but Kaylee is here. Say hi. Hello. We've just come to this really cool pizza place in Brooklyn. Super excited to try this. We got picante. The last time I had one of these was in Copenhagen, so very excited. It's better. It's different. It's different. But yeah, so we're gonna eat now. I can't talk for too long because there's music playing in the back. But yeah, we'll catch up in a bit. The next day was super chill. It was Becky's last day and Kaylee's first day. So Becky and I were kind of reliving our first day, showing Kaylee the ropes. And instead of me showing you everything we did again, you can just go watch the first vlog if you haven't already. But Dumbo is such a great vibe. We had some great food and great coffee, obviously. But I'm so excited for you guys to see the next video. It's the final part of the New York series and you don't want to miss it. So definitely make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and comment as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go now and I'll see you next time. So bye.
I drew a line and you crossed it. I had a shot but you blocked it.